Alex Karp. As I was doing research for this whole Palantir thing, he was talking at, I think, the World Economic Forum, and he said, they asked us if we could contribute our AI to this not-for-profit organization, and we were happy to do it because at the end of the day, it's really all about behavioral control. And it was chilling and terrifying to hear that. Like, he was just like, this is what we are doing. And it was just the scariest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah.
And, he went on to talk about other things, but the way he said it and he paused, it was like,
it's all about behavioral control,
Let's think about that for a second. I mean, most people have watched The Goonies. Most people have watched Pippi Longstocking or, some of these other like 70s and 80s cult classics.
Yeah.
Where you have that mischievous teenager or those mischievous kids or the rite of passage of going out and adventuring.
Yeah.
Doing something stupid. Now, not only is everything recorded by the people around you, you're mentioning someone's going to take out a phone and record you and put you on the internet. Yes, that shit happens. But let's just take a moment and look around how many cameras and sensors are in our everyday life. Right here, my phone. I mean, it can
I've
tell
got 3 pointed at me right now, right?
Yeah. Honestly,
Alexa.
Anybody who watches this, I want to challenge you throughout a day, count how many cameras you see from the time you wake up till the time you go to bed.
Cameras and microphones and other sensors.
You might be surprised.
Yeah.
Driving down the road, the flock system everywhere, I'm seeing more and more of, so not just roadside cameras. I mean, traffic is being tracked everywhere. Does that help make the world a better and safer place?
Yeah,
probably.
Probably.
That's such a good example, right? Because we all rely on all of these traffic apps. There was a time when you didn't know what the traffic was and you just had to go drive it and see what happened. And the one who knew better said, no, 4:00 in the Bay Area, forget about it. You have to go through over this bridge, But now, because we're all tracking everything all the time, we have this traffic data and we rely on the traffic data, and we all love the traffic data. Who doesn't love having the traffic data? But at the same time, it's, to your point, Reese, that's the convenience factor. But
all convenience. Yeah.
But what are we sacrificing? If because of that you can no longer slide under the seats in the bus and piss off the bus driver, which I'm sorry, but that's kids got to do stuff like that, man. Just I don't think that well-behaved children who've never had the opportunity to misbehave, right? They're not well-rounded. I'm sorry.
It's sad.
It's
sad. No, I agree.
There's character. It adds the flavor of life.
It does.
She's in 8th grade, and I remember getting the phone call that they wanted to bring my daughter in and question her about breaking and entering to the school.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, Reese, what? And they said, yeah, so at a football game, her and some of her friends entered the high school building and went exploring, did all this stuff. And I was like, so she broke in? They said, yes, she entered. I said, so she broke in?
Because the doors were open, by the way.
Yes, she entered. I said, what the fuck do you mean? Yes, she entered. You're saying breaking and entering. He said, well, technically they broke the air barrier because the door was open and unlocked. I said, is that not fucking implied consent when they want to go to the bathroom right inside the door?
Yeah. You're like, I'm a 16 times felon. I know what the hell I'm talking about.
I keep lawyers on retainer, bro. I keep lawyers on retainer, and I keep them beat.
But but yeah. So now all of a sudden, how dare you go to the bathroom in the inside of the school? So you broke the air barrier? Is there like is that one of those force fields?
Must be.
It's like
it must be the force field.
You go through it. The air barrier has not been broken.
The school actually that. But
I'm smarter than Scotty.
I mean, I've got one more comment, and then we can move like to whatever you wanted to talk about next. But this is like a topic I could talk about all day long. And what concerns me is our privacy. Obviously, privacy concerns me because I have a huge respect for privacy, not just my own, but others. And
Yeah.
oh, sure, information is everything, but just having the decency to respect privacy is important. So yes, I'm a big privacy advocate, but when I even see the behavioral shift between generations, that is more of what I find terrifying because I think the use of technology has changed the behavior and literally the way our brains work in my generation compared to your guys' generation, because I see things like TikTok, and I don't want to even get into the privacy of all these apps. I'm just going to talk about the science behind like short form content and things of that sort. Short form content is horrible. It makes your attention span horrible. And it's like there's people that literally cannot watch a video now without having like Subway surfers playing right here. That is sad. Like, that is sad.
Yeah.
And there's people that can't read books, or they say they can't read books anymore. There's people that say they can't just sit down and watch YouTube videos anymore because their attention span is so fried from short form content. And what's up with, okay, TikTok was the short form content thing. You went to TikTok for short form content, if that's what you wanted to do. Now, I go into Snapchat. Snapchat has it. I go into YouTube. YouTube has it. Facebook has it. Instagram has it. X has it. Everything has Reels now. Why? Like, since when? Back in the 2010s, social media apps were known for specific things. Snapchat was for like instant snapping and disappearing messages. Facebook and Instagram were one was for older people, one was for younger people. That's how we saw it.
That's right. That's what my daughter
silly,
says too. She's just a couple of years younger than you.
Yeah, and Twitter, it was for tweets. Just for tweets. YouTube, long form content, YouTube creators. Musically, before it was TikTok, short form content. When all these apps started adopting short form content, it was when they saw how much usage TikTok was getting because how addictive short term content was, and that's a lot of money. And now all these companies are adopting it, and it's frying our brains, and now we're becoming reliant on all this other stuff.
Yeah, not only is it frying our brains, Reese, it influences behavior.
It does.
It influences behavior. And so people do stupid. Did you see this challenge where people were dancing outside their car? You know how many people crashed their cars? Where they would step out of their driver's seat and they would dance outside their car, and then their car would drag them, or their car would get on a hill and go down and crash into another car. It was ridiculous. Like the stupid things that you would do.
I know.
You
to
would
get the attention.